In this video, I'll show you how to create a patient record. So as a new patient presents to the practice, they'll be required to complete the practice's new patient form. Once completed, you'll be required to enter the patient details into Medical Director Pracsoft, after which they can be added to the waiting room list, at which time the practitioner can open their clinical record in Medical Director Clinical. Before adding a new patient, it is recommended that you first conduct a search in your existing patient database to ensure that the patient does not already exist. When searching for patients, tick the Include Everyone checkbox to also search through inactive patients, emergency and next of kin contacts. If the patient is recorded as inactive or as a contact, edit their existing profile, adjusting their status to be listed as active. So I've conducted a search already and I know that my patient does not already exist in the database. To create a new patient, I can do so by the waiting room window, which is the current window we're seeing now, and either clicking on this little icon to add new patient or pressing F6. Then I'll need to complete the details. The details I'm using today are completely fictional. They're made up. I'm going to leave their status as active and they don't have a regular practitioner. I'm going to put in the Medicare number, if the patient identifies as an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, you could indicate that here. If you were given their ethnicity, you could choose from the list here. So I'm happy with this. On the payer details, I'm going to keep the payer as self. If they had a concession, this is where we would indicate it. So be sure to ask if they have any concession cards. You could enter the DVA file number here, if known, any entitlement number, healthcare card expiry date, or any insurance details. Using the next tab is where I can enter the patient's address and phone number. If you have all their details, complete all the relevant fields. The next tab across is the personal details. This is where we can put in our next of kin details. So we can use the select button to choose a patient. And if the next of kin has presented to the practice, we could allocate them. If they've never been to the practice, we can just indicate new and enter in the add next of kin screen. You can just put in whatever details you know of the next of kin. You might only get the name and the phone number. As you can see now, I've got Brian Gardens as the next of kin, and it's indicated that he's a next of kin because his details are in italics. And then I can just go OK, and they will show on my patient Lily's next of kin details, and I can indicate the relationship. I'll indicate that Brian is the emergency contact for Lily. If it was different, I would do the same process by going to the select button, searching for the emergency contact if they had been to the practice before. Otherwise, I could just enter the information as I did in the next of kin status by selecting new, and then I can save the patient. Referral details will come up. So if the patient was referred to the practice, we could put in the referral type. We haven't been referred in this instance, so I'll just cancel. The patient has now been saved, and I can check that they've been saved by going back to the search patient icon in the magnifying glass and typing in Gardens. My patient's listed there. To edit a patient, I would search the patient and click on Edit down the bottom, and it'll bring me up to the Edit Patient Details page. Here I can add more information. I can go into personal information and put in some personal status. Now we can see that I've just indicated that her spoken language is English, and then I can save. And then I can just cancel out of this search patient field. I'll give you another example of adding a patient from the start. So we're going up to adding new patient icon, or F6, entering the details. entering the Medicare card number. Going down to the address button. Personal detail form. I don't know his next of kin or the relationship, so I'll just leave that blank. Any personal information. If I was aware of the information, I would enter it here. I could also put in notes. The referral details have come up and I'll just cancel that. John is now in as a patient and I can confirm that by looking in the search patient field. Hope this helps with creating new patients.